in, folks, to show number 4 of the Wet Bet Network. We are live here after the Knicks Pacers Game 5 and Oilers Stars Game 5. One team lives on, one goes home. It's kind of sad the sports season is winding down, especially when your local baseball team is the worst in the history of the MLB. But that's all right. We chug on. We have some fun finals ahead of us. Still got to figure out what's going to go on in the East, but I think we will either way have a little bit better showing than the old Timberwolves did against the what seems like inevitable champions of the NBA, but we will see. A couple stars in the East that might have something to say about it. All right, let's get the wet bet set up. For those of you that have been here before, you know what's going on. We still got a chance to have you join the inaugural Gushers Club, member number 1. I'm sure you'll have some fancy card someday that says, I am member number 1 of the Gushers Club. But for those of you that haven't been here before, let's set it up for you. We're guessing how long it's going to take objects to fall through the ice. So we've got Grandma's lime jello mold diluted down, 7 cups of water, 1 jello mold mix, 1 cup of overnight ice goes on top of the jello. Ooh, she's soupy today. She's soupy today. Let's clean up that offhand a little bit. Hand model. Whoop. So what do? Well, we fold up that foil. We track the time. Official Taylor time clock. We give you live temp and humidity. 66 degrees, 36% humidity. And we start the clock when Secretariat gets set. We get a balance period to recenter as needed if he immediately slides. And it's simple. All you're trying to do is guess, bet, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to call it a bet. We're going to call it a guess. Ooh, Secretariat's getting wore out. He's been putting in the work over the last month. We're keeping with Secretariat through the Belmont, and we might change it up to something else. Maybe get something to commemorate an amazing Colorado Rockies season. Yeah. So get those guesses in, throw them in the chat. No Price is Right action here. It's just whoever is closest. Guess the time. If you were here for previous shows, you know what kind of range we can have. Are we talking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 300 minutes? What do you got? A little sippy sip? I think this might be a quick one. Things are feeling a little melty, getting a little warmer in the year here. Natural melt. We'll give you a few more minutes here to get those guesses in. There is a fly down here that I cannot get my hands on. So if you see me going ape shit, you guys hear that? Little prick is not sitting still. He knows if he stops for 2 seconds, I am on him. It's pissing me off. Yeah, I mean, I think the Knicks, they still got a chance, right? There's that rat bastard. What if we caught his ass on live television here? Yeah, get out of here. Get my killing rag. He's a honker, too. He's loud. All right. Everybody got your guesses in? If you don't get in here in the next minute, you can always throw one in even as we're started. We'll put you in the honorary Gushers Club. You're going to want to be in the Gushers Club. 15 years from now, you're going to look back and say, damn, member number 1 right there on the gold card. the Wet Bet Network, Gushers Club. Yeah, I was a little surprised that the Knicks handled them like they did. Welcome in, folks. Let's get those guesses in. Get those guesses in. It always helps to be playing at home. It's got to help a little bit in a game 5, down 3-1. What was the last NBA team to come back from down 3-1? I do not remember. Man, this basement is a wreck. We got spiders over here on the iPad. Guess we got to do something about that. Things are getting wild in the basement. Like the fucking Amazon down here. Here on the Wet Bet Network, we're in our basement. All right. You guys got your guesses in the chat? What do you think? 5 minutes? 6 minutes? 600 minutes? We are going to set Secretariat up, get this party started. We do get that recentering time within the first 15 seconds. If he starts to slide, we'll repivot him. And what ends the clock, he's not going to fall through the ice. What's been happening more often than not is a slide to the side and he topples over. Any tipping overage of Secretariat counts as a fall through. So here we go. 1 cup of ice, 7 cups of Jello. We're going to try and find that center of gravity. That feels pretty good. Let's start the time. We're rolling. If we slide right away, we'll recenter, but if we make it beyond the minute for sure, we're in the thick of it. We're rolling. 15 seconds. That feels like a pretty good placement. So what do we do? Why we wait? Well, we talk sports, all things sports. We've been covering a lot of the playoff circuit. We'll get into the MLB later in the year, I'm sure, and then we'll be heavy in the football and NFL and college here before we know it. OTA started today. Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah, Secretariat's good. We're going to get a little college baseball in, too. Squeeze that in between the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Final. That'll feel nice. Talk a little college ball. Appreciate y'all being here. Still didn't get that initial guess in before Secretariat starts. You'll have to tune back in next time to be that inaugural Gushers Club member. But yeah, all things Big Four. And fly killing, apparently, too. But really, the main focus of this, and Secretariat gives it away, is we're here to talk horse racing and cover it. We want to keep you all informed on what's going on, where the sport's headed, what we can do for it. Because it truly is the greatest sport on dirt and turf. And if they'd let us run it on hardwood, it'd be the greatest sport on hardwood, too. But we don't get to do that. Secretariat's going to hunker down, I feel. I feel like he's going to stay right there. He's not moving, folks. Sometimes he gets a little frisky at the beginning, but not today. Not today. Little sip. Little sip, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Timberwolves get handled. I think Oklahoma City is got to be the favorite against the Pacers or the Knicks. It is just a way of playing that we haven't seen in the NBA. It doesn't feel like for a while. I'm not really sure what team they compare to. The workmanlike approach, but it is what it is. I don't know. I think Pacers, we were going to look up the last time an NBA team came back 3-1. It's probably been super recent. I just don't remember. NBA hand model. teams, you guys like this, to come back from 3-1 in playoffs. Only 13 teams have successfully overcome a 3-1 deficit. Oh yeah, there's the 2020 Denver Nuggets. I remember that one. 2023 Dallas Mavericks did it. There's a whole Wikipedia page on this, and apparently I have clicked on it before. Ooh, this is all sports. Look at that. Western Conference. What the fuck? Was AI lying to me? They said Dallas did it. That or Wikipedia's lying. Yeah, Denver did it twice. This fly is pissing me off. You guys let me know if Secretariat starts to slide at all. I don't want to miss him. I do not want to miss Secretariat. So yeah, it doesn't happen too often. But it does happen in the NBA, it feels like, more than other sports, right? Yeah, definitely more in the NBA. NBA teams overcome a 3-1 deficit to force a 7th game 23 times. Well, I don't give a shit about that. Unsuccessful comebacks? Is that what the AI was trying to tell me? This list here is NBA teams overcome 3-1 deficits 13 times. Only one of which occurred in the NBA Finals. That doesn't apply. So yeah, the last two were the Nuggets in 2020 against the Jazz and the Clippers. And then when the Cavs did it, 2016. It's good stuff. So there's definitely a chance. Feels like we might be due one every 4 or 5 years. Definitely due. See what the Knicks can muster up. What is the equivalent in horse racing to like a 3-1 or 3-0 comeback? Be probably what journalism did in the Preakness back, what, 3 or 4 links at the quarter pole? 5 links? It's just such a faster sport. It's like, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. Keep that fly killing rag around. That rat bastard is coming in. Let me know if you guys hear that on the screen. We don't want to knock Secretariat over trying to kill the fly. This is live, folks. No editing required with this kind of content. All things wet. So we're set up in the Stanley Cup final. We got a Panther team that is scorching hot. Feels like it's going to be nearly impossible to slow them down, but I guess the Oilers have been chipping away at it for a few years now. I feel like they're in a similar boat as the Thunder, to where, not that the Pacers or Knicks have anything recent, but just feels like the good, strong, young team might finally be ready in both. We'll see if the Oilers can overcome the Panthers. Not sure that they will, but that's why you play the games. Play the games. All right, let's check in on some horse racing news. What do we got, Mr. Pollock? What do we got? Irad Ortiz, Jockey of the Week. Jockey of the Week. Maybe we should start a segment like that. Horse of the Week, Jockey of the Week. That would require me to pay attention a lot more than I can right now. Oh yeah, Secretariat is honed in. Maybe that jello got a little thick this time. It felt runny. Yeah, we got Mystic Dan coming back again this week. What he ran earlier in the month. Got second. It's just so weird how sometimes those Derby horses just fall off. It's usually the ones that you don't expect to win the Derby that somehow pull it out. Ends up being a real deal. And then they go back to what we all thought they were. Alright, you son of a bitch. I need Mr. Miyagi here. Maybe if I put both gloves on, I could snatch that guy. Then we won't be able to read the Pollock report. Shout out, Paulie. Paulie. I don't know. He flew away again. This is a show of the fly. Show of the fly. Time check. 9:15. 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Get those guesses in. Even if you're joining us late, you can get an honorary member. Honorary member. Gushers Club. Once we get that first member, things are going to get real, folks. There's going to be some real benefits here. Need some background music maybe, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? I could just sing for you guys too. Oh, Lord, take me down. Take me down. What is else going on? Big weekend at Churchill. I think we'll be drawing at some point here. When is the draw for the Belmont? I mean, in terms of the horses they're talking about going, that it's looking hopefully good for, to have a journalism sovereignty rematch, throw in Baeza, and you got your top three from the Derby, which would be amazing. And to me, if journalism overcomes sovereignty in the Belmont, even though they're 1-1 head-to-head, there's no way you can't say journalism is not the clear-cut better horse. And I don't know what happened in the Derby. The trips were both okay, but you win 2 out of the 3, and one of them is against the guy that beat you in the previous race, but got an extra 2 weeks of rest. Journalism is the horse of the year in my eyes, if he can get that done. But I would not be surprised if Baeza comes in with the added rest too, and the additional 5 weeks of life. Sippy sip. Gotta make sure that the duct tape holds. Things get a little wonky around here sometimes when my letter's set. It's the Wet Bet Network, folks. It's the real deal. We're going places. And we want you to come with us. Come with me. I don't know, I mean, they're talking Heart of Honor, Hill Road, Rodriguez. Be really nice to see Rodriguez run in it, see what he can do. And they're even throwing out Grande in the race. So a lot of names that we saw that ended up scratching out of the Derby or ran in the Derby. It feels nice. It seems like it'll shape up for us here. We got a little over a week away. We're going to be tuned in. Take delivery on a new couch that day. Can you imagine? Brand new Chris couch. Throw the iPad up. Heck, maybe we'll join you all on here for a little live show, but I'll be sitting on that new sofa, that Lazy Boy. Shout out Lazy Boy if you want to hit us up. We got that sofa coming next Saturday. Didn't go with the electric this time. We got an electric in the lower living room. This one's just going to be the crank bar, the O Shaznet bar. But that'll be exciting. Both living rooms have Lazy Boys in them now. I think this house, we have 5 couches in. It feels like a college freaking dorm room in here at times. That's okay. Guys, this is the longest I have ever seen Secretariat not move. He is hunkered in. You can see the white ice, though. If you're a ice connoisseur, you know that's the thick part. We're getting thin out here. We're melting down. That one cup over a 7-inch pie pan doesn't last too long, but it can last upwards of an hour. So you're stuck with me until this sucker falls. You don't have to be here live to win your prize, but you do got to get that guess in. All right. Yeah, we'll be tuning in the Churchill. We got a few things going on this weekend. Gonna hit the mountains, see some beautiful sights, get lost for a little bit, relax in the fresh mountain air. Looking forward to it. Check back in with y'all next week. Report back. Let you know if I get eaten by a wolf. What do you do if you get attacked by a wolf? I feel like I got an idea of a bear. Grunt at him, retreat, hit him with the spray, hit him with the hibbity dizzy. But a wolf, they just seem less understanding. I don't think that there's anything you can do there. I bet one of them bastards look big in person too. Used to looking at a yellow lab or something, then you see this big ass timber wolf, gray wolf, whatever it's called, staring you down with fucking paws of God. Alright. So if you've been here before, you know we like to add a goal to our goal board. We've got a good, strong list going. Last week we added the goal, the lofty, reachy goal of someday going to a race at Waverley Race Club in New Zealand. Shout out Waverley. Appreciate y'all. Someday we will make it there to that beautiful race course. If you haven't seen it on FanDuel TV, you got to check it out, guys. Secretariat's getting closer to the edge. We might be on the move. Sometimes he'll get up against the edge, but we already have ice retreating. This is getting real. 15, almost 16 minutes. This is happening. He's not going to last long. But yeah, we added Waverly last week. Some other goals that we already have on the board. We want to go to a Game 7. Never been to a Game 7. And we want to drive a harness horse someday. We want to get on the bike and get her done. So if anyone's out there, oh, here we go. We're on the move. And we're up against the edge. We're still moving on the clock. We'll see if he pushes the ice over or not. Sometimes he can hang out on the edge for a while. It all depends. When he hits it square like that, you know you got a chance for some more time. We'll see, though. If he gets a little rotation, if the Earth spins a little bit more this way instead of that way, we'll see what happens. So, yeah. We had 3 goals, and then we had 2 goals that are more life mottos. Number 1 was make your day better. Number 2 was life is short, ride hard. Don't you forget it. So let's add number 6 today. We have a whole shitbag list of goals here. All kinds of topics. A lot of it sports related. Look at that. The big whiteboard. The goal list. Keeping it live for you. I don't know what we're going to do when we run out of space on here, because God knows some of these aren't going to get done for a few years. You guys got to stick with us. Do we have that commitment? Goal number 6. We want to golf in all of our glory at St. Andrews. The old course, folks. We haven't talked much golf on here. A little bit. We're more of a player than a watcher, though. Obviously, we get hooked on the Masters every year, but we love to play some golf. So, hold us to goal number 6. Golf at St. Andrews. It's on the board. We'll never take it off. Someday it'll get done. I'm going to be a damn world traveler after this ordeal's over. Go to fucking Europe and Australia, New Zealand. Maybe Mother Russia will welcome us someday. Oh, Russia. Oh, Russia? Probably not. Shout out Russia. Shout out Ukraine. Shout out everybody. We're just talking wet sports in a basement. That's all we are right now. Any sport that's wet, you've heard us say it before, we'll cover it. I want to start knocking off some things, get your guys' opinions on things that grind my gears. We can start talking about some stuff here one by one. I want to keep a running list because every now and then I come across something that just really irks me. And I just don't understand the meaning or the point behind it. And maybe you guys can talk some sense into me. But the one I was thinking about the other day, and I didn't get to see this whole game today, but so I don't know if one happened. I don't think it happened here down. It didn't happen down the stretch. And this only applies down the stretch, so I don't know what the fuck I was talking about there. But down the stretch of an NBA game, when there's more time on the game clock than the play clock, but yet the team that's ahead trying to run the clock out is supposed to let the shot clock run out and take a turnover. What is that about? Why can they not just shoot a random 3 or still play basketball a little bit and heave up a shot? Like, I don't understand. Like, you didn't earn the right for them to not do that as a losing team, but you're asking them to just take a turnover. So, like, when there's 30 seconds left in the game and shot clock starts, 24, 6-second differential, why are we taking violations there? That is one thing that I have never understood, and if I was on the court, I would not take the turnover. Can somebody please tell me why that became a thing? It really has never made sense to me. I would be out there just hook shotting a 3 at a minimum. You know, when I almost had a chance in the NBA. Little soda break. Little soda break. What else is going on in the... We should probably start covering some MLB. We obviously do not pay enough. I probably paid more attention, honestly, to MLB this year with our local athletic squad putting up a 9-win season. What do we do today? The Knicks' worst team in the MLB has more than doubled up the number of wins that the Rockies have. Fuck, this internet is slow tonight, folks. Internet gets tired at night. So it's to shut his eyes. 9-47 here on May the 29th. Fucking Action Figure Secretariat could win a few more games than that. I don't know what will ever change it, but people still go to the games. They're still a fun time. Can't blame them. Especially if they start to have more dollar beer nights. Woo! They don't have to, though. They had a stunner against the Yankees last Friday. Caught the end of that game. That was That was a feel good moment. Yeah, they're tracking about every 7, 8 games. Pop in a win. Feels about right. Feels about right. Let's see. Let's get a little more hand model action here. Hand model. If I could figure out the freaking background music, you guys wouldn't have to listen to me sing. Let freedom ring. Guys, I think Secretariat's hunkering down. 24 minutes. We might have to start using 3/4 of a cup of ice. He has found his home on these Jello molds. Young buck. Young buck. Where do you think he's at right now? Think he's racing somewhere? Think he's just munching on apples and potato chips? That's what I would do. If I was a 1973 Horse of the Year. Living my life in the upper room. The upper room. I do feel like the horse racing tab on ESPN has moved up a little bit. I don't know if that's because we're in the middle of the Triple Crown, or if it's because I click on it every now and then. Or if it's because all this technology is listening to me right now. But you used to never even be able to find anything on ESPN about horse racing. Let's see what kind of articles they have on here. I haven't looked at this in years. Talking about the Pimlico demo. It'd be fun to do a horse racing renovation, track renovation. I feel like that facility would be a fun one to build. You guys have heard us talk about construction in the past. Got our hands dirty on a few NFL stadiums. Maryland board approved $14.3 million contract on Wednesday to begin the demo and rebuilding. Is that the total contract value for this project? There's no way. Aren't they redoing the whole grandstand? What is the 14.3? Maybe that's what we should spend some effort on, is fucking keeping an eye on these projects. There's got to be some shady business going on in the state-run tracks and all the involvement there. But maybe not. Maybe it's clean as a Dickens. As a Dickens at the Wet Bet Network, we bring you betting opportunities here live once a week. This is show number 4. We're just getting started, folks. We are just getting started on our trek to the top. Take me to the top. All right, under the plan, the Preakness will take place at Laurel, which we all knew, located just southwest of Baltimore. There's no way they're going to have it ready for 2027. What is the Preakness or Pimlico renovation? Let's see if we can find some renderings. Belmont's looking good. Let's look at that as well. You guys should look these up with me. I'm just on Google, so it's Google, and then in there I type in Belmont renovations and Pimlico renovations. And and Thoroughbred Daily News has some renderings of Belmont here. Take your time on it, guys. Get it right. Don't let people pressure you into cutting corners. Yeah, that building's going to look sweet. It's definitely going to have a modern look to it. And then it'll look like shit in 20 years, like every building does. That was only one rendering. Knock on your wood. Secretariat's holding in strong. He might have a little movement there. I feel like he's coming sideways. Time check. Taylor time. Shout out Taylor time. Almost up to 29 minutes. Getting close to it. Show you that forearm strength. I'll hold that in there until we flip to 29. Taylor time. 29. Little soda sip. I think the fly finally gave up on us. Finally gave up. Haven't heard that rat bastard in a few minutes. All right, New York Governor Kathy. Oh, Kathy. What a name, Kathy. Belmont Park will generate $1 billion in construction-related economic impact. Yeah, is that from eating fucking Dunkin' Donuts? No, that's a Boston thing, isn't it? Oh, 3,700 construction-related jobs. We need it. We need it. Facility will generate $155 million in annual economic output. That's great. Horse racing's great. Secretariat's on the move, looking great. It's going to create $10 million in local and state revenue, tax revenue. Sorry, I got the hiccups. God, this is cool, man. This shit's cool. Conceptual renderings, courtesy of Naira. I wish I could build some better rails for horse racing. It's got to distract the horses, though, right? I mean, can't they do like a white board, some kind of padded board along there, and throw up some advertising like they do at the hockey games that's generated on TV, at least for the big races? Ah, oh, Belmont's so beautiful. What is there? 4 tracks there? Maybe that should be a goal. A little more attainable, staying in countryside. Go to New York. Never been to Belmont, never been to Aqueduct. Should be fun. Should be fun. Ooh, here's a video of them demoing Old Belmont. What was that movie a few years back with Bill Murray? Was he going to Aqueduct or Belmont? Bill Murray. Just typed in Bill B and it pulled up Billy Burr. Billy Butt Cakes. Bill Belmont when I was wanting Bill Murray. What was that movie called where he was like a drunk gambler, but then you find out his wife was in a nursing home with dementia? It was a heck of a tearjerker. St. Vincent. That was a good movie. What racetrack was he going to in St. Vincent? St. Vincent. Vincent's a great name, by the way. St. Vincent horse race track. See if that works. Hand model. Belmont Park. That's what AI's telling me. Maybe we should just do this. It's pulling up the San Vicente. That's not what we want. Search Benny. Then. Yep. Film and pop culture from Wikipedia. The real deal. We bring real live news to you. Scenes for the movie St. Vincent 2014 starring Bill Murray were shot at Belmont Park. I thought that was Belmont. Definitely was, you dumb sack of shit. You guys are learning here with me. We are figuring this out together. We have not been in horse racing our whole life. We're not even in it right now. We're just fans. We like to handicap. We like to bet it. And we like to learn more about the history and the lay of the land. So we're doing that together live on YouTube and X on the Wet Bet Network. Once a week, plus or minus a few days every week. Thanks for joining, everybody. Not sure why you're sticking around, but you are. It's great to have you here. What am I even looking at anymore? I thought this was a video of the Belmont renovation. But I have moved on to some other dumbass news story. Back. God. Gotta get fiber, guys. What am I doing with this? It's like a freaking army of ants feeding my internet into my computer right now. It's ridiculous. Little soda break. Oh, what is it trying to have me sign up for? Local news always has the best rendering pictures, it seems like. Alright, we moved on to Pimlico renovations. We really need to hit more racetracks. See them, take them in. They're just so fun to see all the little parts and pieces. The carpet that's been there since 1979. Can't you just smell it? Is ESPN just stealing all their news stories from other horse racing news outlets? Because I'm seeing like the exact same wording and headlines. Alright, here we go, Pimlico. This is from CBS News. They hope that it will increase economic activity. It's got a nice look to it. A little more classic style than what Belmont's going to look like, it seems. Secretariat holding in strong. Carroll County Farm to be used as training hub. Still not a bunch of renderings, but whatever. Whatever. Something just fell off the wall behind me. I don't want to turn around to see what it is. Oh, it's one of those right there. Look at that hole. Two of them fell. Son of a gun. They're all falling. Stupid duct tape. It's not very ductile. So here's the list of Belmont track announcers. For those of you that were curious. Fred Capicella was the track announcer from 1940 to 1971. Dave Johnson was the track announcer from 1972 to 1977. Chick Anderson was the track announcer from 1977 to 1979. Marshall Cassidy, track announcer at Belmont from 1979 to 1990. Tom Durkin was the track announcer from 1990 to 2014. The Larry Colmus was the track announcer from 2014 to 2020. And then John Embriel was the track announcer from 2020 to 2023. Assuming he'll be back. We're learning here. John Embriel. Retires after 44-year career. Oh, I recognize that guy. Yeah. That's where we're at, folks. He retired last year when they shut down Belmont. Worked at Naira since 1979. So who's going to be the track announcer at Belmont when they reopen? Who is Belmont? You guys like this weird stuff? Track announcer. Oh, Fred Miramati. He's announcing the Belmont Stakes. Yeah, Fred Miramati. This is a good one. We've never been up against the rail this long. Coming up on 40 minutes. It's a long one, folks. Not our longest yet, but it's long. He's pushing that thick ice over. At some point, he will get out too far on the thin ice and topple over. Maybe we'll have our first plunge into the jello. The diluted jello of the American West. We need to just keep doing research on horse race tracks, parks. It's the only way we're going to learn. And at a certain point, the ease and use of Wikipedia just wins out, and you got to use it. You got to trust it. Because you can just keep clicking for days in here. You get lost. I get lost in here. So they're saying Belmont Park has a capacity of 100,000 people. What is that based on? Maybe that's why I shouldn't read Wikipedia. Belmont is in Elmont. First Belmont Park was built in 1903 by August Belmont Jr. He was the financier. He financed the construction of the original New York City subway line, and for many years headed the Interborough Rapid Transit Company, which ran the transit system. God, some of those old fucking trains look like not something I would ride on. They look like they're built out of balsa wood, just ready to fall apart. Here we are talking about transit, because we're reading about August Belmont II, born in 1853 in Manhattan, New York. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so he financed Belmont Park. Belmont bought the land for and built New York's Belmont Racetrack, named for his father, and was a major owner-breeder of thoroughbred racehorses. He was a railroad man, and he was filthy rich. Ooh, they had an air show at Belmont Park in 1910. What? That looks wild. Just like 15 airplanes in the sky, all within a couple hundred feet of each other. The old timers, they had some sacks on them. I don't know what that compares to right now, like being the first one to fly. What are we doing now in our lives to compare to wanting to fly for the first time? And I don't think this whole going to space shit counts because it's the same stuff. There's got to be something new out there that we're trying. Let me know what it is. What are we trying as a species? Was that a movement that I just missed? It might have been. We're here live after the Knicks Pacers game. And Oilers Stars. A couple of uneventful games there. I've never seen him push that hard before. He's like trying to run out of the bowl. All right, back to Wikipedia Belmont Park. They had a lot of aviation meets, it sounds like. Second Belmont Park. Belmont racing meetings were moved to Aqueduct from 63 to 68, while the second grandstand was built. So they took 5-6 seasons to build a goddamn grandstand. $30 million grandstand. So the old timers didn't have it all figured out. $30 million in 1963 had to be quite a bit now. We got to keep them open. We got to keep these tracks open so we have somewhere to run our amazing sport. Otherwise, I will be going to Waverley, New Zealand on the regular. Which I wouldn't be opposed to, but I kind of want to stay in America. Greatest country on earth. The greatest country. One of the greatest countries. There's a lot of good countries out there, but we won't get into it. All right, so that's Belmont. Let's get a list of U.S. horse race tracks. Let's keep learning about some tracks here. Had to take some harassment training the other day at work. That was a hell of a shit show. Have you guys ever seen the Shane Gillis skit? What is that? Gillian Keeves skit, I think, on harassment training where they just keep clicking the wrong answer. That is some funny shit. And it's so true, too. I was very tempted to click the wrong answers and see what would happen. The stuff I was taking, they were getting pretty frisky with it. And I'll just say I was getting a little excited. It was, what would you do if this person touched you here? Well, I don't fucking know what I would do. It was getting a little risque, let's just say. List of horse racing venues. That is all of the world. How many? It's crazy how many horse racing venues. Like, soccer is the international sport. After that, is it horse racing? Like, there's not that many basketball arenas. There's not that many baseball stadiums, cricket stadiums. Is there that many cricket stadiums? I don't think so. Football stadiums, definitely not. Maybe by the time you count all the U.S. college football stadiums. I guess track and field, maybe, stadiums, but that's a dumb sport. Run in a circle. If you're going to run in a circle, you might as well be on the back of a horse, huh? Why would I click on an Australian website to get a list of all the U.S. racetracks? Oh, because they want me to bet on them. I see. Time check. 48 minutes just clicked over. Still holding strong at 66 degrees. F. Need to be able to tip that up for you, huh? Get that glare out of there. Oh, it's a beautiful Thursday evening here in the American West. I think John Wayne just drove by a little bit ago. Major racetracks. Wikipedia tells me. What the crap? Freehold Raceway, built in the 1830s, just closed here last December. Harness track. God, I gotta get up to speed on all this stuff. This is the stuff I'm interested in. Is the tracks and the inner workings of the industry. This cannot be a full list. What is this crap? Thoroughbred racing was started in 1868. American Stud Book was started in 1868. I wonder if I'm in the Stud Book. Could start a wet bet network. Stud Book. Track all the studs. Here, FanDuel comprehensive horse racing track list. Okay, this is what we need. By state and by country. Good God, look at all those Aussie tracks. They get after it there. Canada has a okay list. It's hard to tell how many the U.S. has because they haven't broken down by state. Deutschland, solid list. Denmark, oh yeah, France, Great Britain, Ireland, one in Jamaica. We could go there. There's only 6 tracks in Japan. There's so many horses that come out of there. That's kind of crazy. There's New Zealand. Size New Zealand is, they probably have the most, right? In terms of square footage. Square yardage, square mileage of their country. Sweden's got a list too on them. I didn't know Sweden was going like that in the track game. This FanDuel list is not going to help me though, is it? We're going to have to go back to the overall Wikipedia. I got to get some specs. Argentina. Man, you guys are in for a treat today. Secretariat holding in long and strong. Alright, Antigua, Australia. Only click on the things that are blue in Wikipedia. Never click the red. Canada, Quebec. Let me guess, I have to go all the way down to the U to get to United States of America. Arizona, Turf Paradise. We'll make it there someday. That should be an easy one to go to. What year was it built? 1956. In the Valley. The Valley. Only one track in Arkansas, Oaklawn Park. Built in 1904. No turf course, right? Already ran their grade 1s. The Rebel. Rebel would be a fun race to go to as a grade 2. What is one that we haven't watched much of? A lot of fair racetracks. Arapahoe Park. Shout out Colorado. Owned by Bally's. I think they'll be racing here again in September, right? Not much information on it there. Kinda is what it is. Go to the Mile High Fertility. Mile High Derby. Secretariat, you dog. Boy's a dog, I say. Yeah, there's just not as many as you would think. They're definitely closing up left and right. I never made it to Arlington Park. Made it to freaking Canterbury. Canterbury. That was a nice park. Talking like it's gone. It's still around. Just probably never going to go back to Minnesota. Maybe. They always do the wiener dog races and the corgi races. Brings the families out. 6 tracks in New Mexico. If I could count, there's only 5. Sunland. Oh, Secretariat. Belterra Park in Ohio. Opened in 2014. Boyd Gaming. Formerly known as River Downs. It's crazy how often they change names too. We got to figure out a way to model the game around football, because football is obviously the most successful Big Four sport. So if there's little things that we can take, and as shitty as it is to close tracks, it also feels like you could get stronger by eliminating tracks, which is the worst thing in the world to say, but I understand why it could work. The barrier to entry is just so big compared to playing lower level. I mean, there's high school football stadiums all over the place, right? There's no high school version of horse racing. So how do you, I mean, other than people trotting around on their ponies in the backyard, like, there's got to be a way to have your core, 10 tracks, and then have some kind of developmental program into it for all the parts and pieces and roles and responsibilities. Like, I just don't know what the way would be to increase the quality of the product by having more of a focused effort, but it seems like that could be a possibility. Dadgum, Secretariat, you are locked and loaded today. I mean, the ice is half melted underneath him. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. I'm not going to touch them or move them. But this ice is like gone over here. And the line is coming in halfway. All his weight is on that back left that comes down to the base. He will move at some point. We've never made it over the hour mark, so we'll have to see what happens to the Taylor time. If we go over an hour, we're gonna try and catch it live for you. Keep an eye on it. So what would be the top 10 if we had 10 tracks that did everything? Have the focus effort, consolidate the sport. Everyone would have, you'd have to expand the backside at all these places to house folks, or I guess utilize other ones as training facilities and ship in for races. I don't know how that works, but if we were going for the top 10 to really hone in, you have to have Oaklawn in there. To me, you keep, in an ideal world, obviously, it's not how anything would ever play out. But in my eyes, the top 10 would be Oaklawn, Del Mar, Santa Anita, Gulfstream. So that's 4. Come back to Tampa Bay. I don't think it's going to crack the top 10, but maybe. Churchill Downs, Keeneland. I've always liked the fairgrounds, but let's see. Pimlico. You just don't have a vast. So Pimlico was 7. To me, it's just Belmont and Saratoga. I don't know how you support Belmont and Aqueduct in this scenario. So really, it's that 10th spot is the big question. Do you throw in... I mean, these tracks just aren't making the cut, right? Like Colonial, Will Rogers Down, Monmouth, Fawner Park, Canterbury. So maybe you can support 20. Keep 20 in there. Sunland Park in New Mexico. Turf Paradise. Like, you have that A group and the B group. Laurel Park. You know, I think it kind of is probably between that Fairgrounds and Tampa Bay for me. Hawthorne would be sweet if you could build that thing up to be nice. It'd be awesome to have something in Chicago. Oh, did we miss the hour? Oh no, we're up. We just keep going. Cool, Taylor. Hey, Taylor, that's cool. We're up to 60 minutes. Been at it for well over an hour. Oh, we're bubbling. We had a little bubble action. Just a bubbler. I don't think we're far off, but we'll see. Might be time to lock in a little bit. Lock in, folks. Show a little leg. I'm getting late. We're getting late. Snow's falling. All right. Which park is older, Gulfstream or Tampa Bay? Gulfstream opened in 1939/1944. Wouldn't that have been fun to be there in 1946 when the country's all excited and... Oh, they got me. Aerial photograph from 1940. What is that, the fucking German spy cam on us there? The Germans. Tampa Bay opened in 1926. See, folks, you just never know. You think Gulfstream is the meow of cats in Florida, but there's Tampa. Old Stella F. there. Shout out, Stella. This son of a bitch is tough. He's going to last so long, our sign's going to fall down again. That duct tape doesn't like to last week to week. Oh, we're going to have to stretch the back, stay loose, stay limber. We cannot let Secretariat win. We always are here to the end. Let me know, what are some quaint, lesser-known tracks here in the U.S. that would be worth going to? I don't hear much about Delaware Park. Their principal races, as described by Wikipedia, is a Grade 2 Delaware handicap. Fleet Alex, Barbaro have raced there. I like it. I like it. Barbaro. Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Isn't that another one that changes names every other year? Indiana Grand. Oh, man. Built in 2009. Maybe we made the Jello mold too thick. Because he's like diving into the Jello and not falling. He's well over halfway beyond the mold there. Or beyond the ice. It'll happen, though. It will happen. Oh, there we are. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. 64 minutes and we'll call it 12 seconds. You got to play into my reaction time. 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 12 seconds. Put it on the board. Show number 4. First time going over an hour. 1:04 and 12. Hopefully you got there. If you're watching this at a later time, throw a guess in. We'll get you in that honorary club. Be honest with it. Let's get a little cleanup. Hello, lime jello. Come down in my lap. Lime jello. Well, folks, we appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed the show. All hour plus of it. Bringing you the real deal. Appreciate you learning with us. Hanging in there with Secretariat. He's got one more big show coming up for the Belmont. And then we'll have to move on to greener pastures. Maybe we'll bring Secretariat back for the Breeders' Cup. Maybe we'll find somebody else. But yeah, keep an eye out. We'll have show number 5 coming for the Belmont Stakes. We're looking forward to it. We'll get you some updates as we get closer, but it's been real. It's been wet. Everybody have a great night.